Hello, this is your board report for April 2015. The board met on April 8th in our regular session. The meeting was called to order by Board Chair Harry Cartham, and we started our meeting with providing special recognition to Lee Busco, who was recognized for his service to the Capital Region ESD 113 region. He's been working with us since 1975. So I'm sure many of you have had opportunity to congratulate Lee for his tremendous service to the organization. We just want to thank Lee for great work supporting the youth of our region and in making thousands of lives different through his efforts. Presentation was provided to Capital Region ESD 113 Board by Sean Batstone and Annie Robbins, Board Chair and Superintendent of Hood Canal School District. Superintendent Batstone provided an overview of ESD services that he found to be invaluable to his district, and also shared some suggestions for how we might further improve supports to the small school districts. This was the final of our district presentations to our board. The board will be hosting a work session in May, right before their regular scheduled meeting, to review some of the input that they've received from our 5 school districts who presented to them, and talk about implications for ESD services into the future. Mike Hickman, Aaron Reif, and staff and student from the Gravity program presented to the board next. It was a tremendous overview of the program's history, outcomes, and growth over the last 3 years. Of particular interest was a presentation by one of the Gravity students who shared his life history, how he found the Gravity program, and the difference that the Gravity program has made in his life. Thanks to Mike and Aaron for making that possible. Sandy Nelson provided her regular update to the board regarding Head Start program and some of our work in early learning, and Cal Brody provided an overview of the fiscal health of the ESD. You'll be glad to know that we're doing well and are on a sound financial footing. We did have our state audit this spring. We're still underway in terms of the completion of that. We should have that wrapped up in the next few weeks. So look forward to additional information from us in regard to some of the audit outcomes and some practices that we'll be using to improve how we track program expenditures and report them to our fiscal office. Paul Chasko provided an update in terms of emergency management services, focusing specifically on a conference that our colleagues from the Workers' Compensation Trust will be hosting on August 11th at Chehalis School District. The focus will be on how school district leaders and teams can respond to emergency incidents, including such tragedies as occurred up in Marysville with an active shooter. There'll be partnerships with SWAT teams, trainers in emergency management, and opportunities for district teams to learn more about the process and also how they might communicate results as they move forward. Cal Brody and the executive team presented budget parameters for the development of our budget for 2015 and 16. We're currently reviewing what direct expenditures will be charged to programs and what, if any, cost of living adjustments we'll be recommending to the board for approval in July. At this time, we're exploring what the legislature is offering in terms of their cost of living increases for state employees and teachers. Under consideration is roughly a 2% cost of living adjustment being offered to staff for 2015-16, but we have a lot of work yet to do, and of course it's pending board approval. That final process of board budget development will be pretty well completed by mid to late June, with official approval of the board at their regular meeting held in July. Dr. Ayers, Andrew Ayers, Assistant Superintendent for Teaching and Learning, provided an overview of the state's assessment system and the myriad of tests that students have the opportunity to participate in over the course of their high school career, as well as an overview of partnerships we have with districts, the Gates Foundation, and Puget Sound ESD in transforming student learning within our region. Jody Petrovich provided a brief overview of a policy revision for our first reading. It was basically a renumbering error that we need to clarify, and that will be finalized at our upcoming meeting. We recommended ESD surplus, and the board approved our items for surplus sale, which will be coming up very soon. Look for information coming out from Ed Otis in relation to that. And then the Head Start program had completed a self-study and corrective action plan. It sounds very serious, but that's the title that they offer for that whole process. And the board reviewed and approved the corrective action work that was there. The board will be traveling with me to the annual Conference of Educational Service Districts, actually held at the end of this week, the 15th, 16th, and 17th of April. Will be hosted by ESD 114 up in the Hood Canal area, and we'll have opportunity to learn from the other 8 ESDs, and we certainly will be looking forward to bringing back some of the information that we learned to the rest of our colleagues. The executive team and myself will be visiting all 44 of our school districts over the coming months. Our plan is to meet with every one of the 44 school district boards of directors between now and July, have an opportunity to share an overview of what an ESD is, remind them of the services that they've received from their ESD, and answer any questions that they might have. We have an awards banquet that we'll be hosting on the 25th of May here at the Capital Region ESD in recognition of exemplary service to the Washington School Administrators Association. We're proud to host that event and look forward to a great evening. That's our board report for April 2015. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, call, or stop in. Be happy to answer anything that you might want to know more about. Thanks for listening.